When I told someone close to me that you were going to be my first guest on this podcast, they responded like, that's kind of a controversial figure. To which I'm like, this is not someone who seems like they court controversy for fun or because they want to aggrandize themselves. You're very, you're a fairly in-demand media personality at this point. You're a CNN contributor. You have a lot that you can say and a lot of places you can go and people to talk to. You're at this little table, this little tiny startup podcast, which tells me like, hey, you're still in for the mission. You're still motivated the right way. You're certainly humble enough to sit at a table with me, which is phenomenal. And thank you, by the way, so much for that.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for having me.
If that's your character to then have this all happen, it's like, is there more of a nightmare scenario for you and how that all ends, if not this way?
You know what? Yeah, there's more of a nightmare. Like my family is still together, healthy, strong. My wife and I have an incredible relationship, which I never would have been able to navigate my entire career, and particularly the last part, without her love and support. And so lots of worse things could happen, right? People suffer with incredible challenges every day. The loss of a child or poor health and things like that. And so we had a very weird and kind of one-off challenge to struggle with, but we got through it and we're still here. We're still healthy. We're still enjoying life. And so at the end of the day, I'm doing fine. The controversy thing is really interesting to me. I'm glad you brought it up. Like, I do think that a lot of people still see me that way.
I was surprised when someone said that to me. I was like, wait, he's like a career G-man. What?
Yeah,
is it really that controversial?
It shouldn't be.
No.
But really, that's not me. That's politics.
Yeah.
That's like the lens that, unfortunately, so many of us look at everything through now. And yes, I made some decisions about opening investigations and conducting investigations that people are still mad about. I understand that they disagree with some of the judgments that I made and that my team made. It's unfortunate that, we found ourselves in a place where the matters that we investigate were involving political figures. And that's how the Bureau, under normal circumstances, bumps up against politics. We don't pick who to investigate based on what team they're on or what party they represent. We don't gravitate towards politically tinged cases because we think they're fun or cool or they're going to make us famous or controversial. We certainly don't do it for that reason. But when we have information that a threat to national security may exist or that a violation of federal criminal law may have happened, it is our obligation to investigate. And so we made some very hard decisions to do that, knowing full well that many people would be unhappy about it and there would be likely fallout that impacted us personally. But I felt very strongly that that was our duty. And to not do that simply because of the political nature of the investigation would have been a dereliction of duty. That to me would have been politicizing our work.
Right.
To choose not to do our work because we were afraid of the political fallout would have been cowardly and failing to live up to our responsibilities. So we did it. And, if people still want to think of me personally as having been politically motivated, they're wrong, but people can have their own opinions. And if that means I do fewer podcasts, well, so be it. I'm happy to be on this one.
You're such a controversial figure. Yeah.